Spurgeon here with RevZilla to talk to you about the Olympia Hudson Jacket, available at RevZilla.com. So what we're seeing from Olympia for 2017 is a more contemporary approach to their design for jackets. The Hudson is going to sit what I would say, just below the Airglide 5, but really all you're losing off the Airglide 5 is you're not getting the Cordura. Instead, you're going to have a 600D chassis with 1000D ballistic nylon in your impact zones, and then you're going to have a ballistic polyester mesh that's going to give you a massive amount of airflow. Now, there's also two different liners here. So this is really 3-season to up to 4-season in functionality, depending on the climate in which you live. So what you have is you have a mesh chassis. Underneath you are going to have the AquaRes waterproof liner, and there's also going to be a full sleeve 100-gram thermal liner that's going to be baked into this. So you have 3 different layers to either block the wind, block the elements, or take it all out and get a massive amount of airflow through the mesh chassis. And that waterproof membrane can be worn on the exterior of the jacket as well. That's something that's going to really set Olympia apart. Now, like I said earlier, it's more of a contemporary style. So if you're looking at this side by side with the Airglide 5, this is going to have much more of a modern, youthful feel to it. And you can see it even in just the different colors that are available. There's 4 different colors that are available. And High-Vis Brian on the left-hand side is, of course, wearing the high-vis version. Pops reflectivity that are done in a much sportier sense. You don't have the massive amount of high-vis like we've seen with the Airglide 5. Instead, you have more refined pops of high-vis, which give it, just a sportier feel overall. Now, from a sizing standpoint, this is exactly what we'd expect from Olympia. It's that American style, American cut. And High-Vis Brian on the left-hand side stands at 6 foot, weighs 195 pounds, has a 42-inch chest. We currently have him in a size large. You can see it fits him very well. Plenty of room in the chest, not too tight down in the midsection, and room throughout the arms. So if you're a little bit bigger up top, this is definitely a jacket for you to consider, but there should be no surprises if you're using Olympia's size chart. Now, as we look throughout the jacket, around the $230 price point, like I said, this is going to be below the Airglide 5, but really when you start to compare the materials, really all you're losing is that Cordura, and the waterproof membrane in this isn't going to be quite as breathable as the one that's found in the Airglide 5. But other than that, there's a real bang for your buck factor when you're looking at what you are getting with this jacket. So as we start with the top, we work our way down. You do have neoprene along the collar, Velcro closure, and there is going to be a Velcro snapback with that. So if you want to leave the collar open, but you don't want the snap to be flapping around, you can actually Velcro that back. And as you work your way down, like I said, you are going to have 1000D in your impact zone, so along your elbows and your shoulders, and that's going to work your way down to that mesh chassis you're going to see work its way down the arms. Now, the other thing you're getting with the Hudson that you're not getting with the Airglide 5 is you're getting the new CE Level 2 armor. And this is going to be available in all of the new Olympia jackets that come standard. You can fit this back into the previous jackets, the older generations, but as of right now, the only jackets getting this new armor as a standard offering are going to be their new jackets, and the Hudson is one of them. So it's CE Level 2, the elbows, the shoulders, as well as the back. So for so many manufacturers out there, one of the things that we see is that they'll give you armor at the elbows and the shoulders, but not the back. So the fact that you get a standard back protector and it's a CE Level 2 back protector from Olympia is going to be a huge offering when you're considering their line. Working your way down the arms, flip this over, simple closure at the wrist, nothing fancy, no extra zip, just a Velcro closure, and then you're going to have an adjuster at the forearm as well. You tried to hold my hand there, I felt that. As you work your way down the body, main mesh chassis with this. One of the things you'll note, blacked out reflective. So they're stepping away from the really noticeable reflective with this. They went to a blacked out reflective, simple pops that work with the line of the jacket. And then the major component you're going to see with the front of this is going to be the mesh, which will allow for a massive amount of airflow in the warmer months once you take those liners out. And you are going to see that 600D polyester work over in 2 separate bands just to hold everything together in the event of a crash. Brian, go ahead and face sideways for me, strike the rider position. Now, as you work your way down the arm, again, you get a great shot of where the reinforcement for that 1000D comes into play. And then you are going to have a snap adjuster at the torso, and you're also going to have another Velcro adjuster down at the waist, so you can really fine-tune how this is going to fit from a sizing standpoint down the midsection. You're also going to see a pop reflectivity working its way across the shoulders over to the top of the arm. And Brian, actually, if you face backwards for me, you can see that pop reflectivity works its way across the entire shoulder blade, and you can see how they've incorporated the high vis along the tops of each of the shoulders as well, with the mesh panels kind of working its way down the side, with that 600D working its way straight down the middle, holding everything together quite nicely. And like I mentioned earlier, there is a CE rated back protector standard, so there's really nothing you have to upgrade with this jacket. You simply hop on the bike, go, and enjoy your ride. Brian, go ahead and face forward. And that's going to be, a real notable factor considering you're spending around the $230 price point with all the extra protection you're getting with this. And Brian, go ahead and unzip for me. We will get a closer look at the inside. Hand warmer pockets on the outside. You do have the pullover closure at the bottom to make sure that you're not rubbing your tank or rubbing your zipper against your tank, scratching your tank. We'll get to the inside. It is that ripstop material that it's going to be done with a waterproof liner. And like I said earlier, this is going to be able to be worn underneath or on the outside of the jacket. As we take a look on the inside, this is going to be your 100-gram thermal liner. Easy in, easy out, YKK zips throughout the entire jacket. The thermal is not a destination liner, but that waterproof is designed for you to be able to wear it inside or outside the jacket. And you'll see with the high-vis version, you actually get pops of high-vis baked right into that waterproof liner. So if you are wearing it on the outside of the jacket, that is going to be visible for you as well. Brian, you know what to do. You may zip up. For those of you out there that are looking for a do-it-all jacket, you're really going to be riding either in warmer climates or you're going to be riding in an area where you don't plan on riding in the winter months, this could be that 3 to possibly even 4 season offering for a lot of riders out there. And again, around that $230 price point, you're getting so much baked into this new line of Olympia. I really like where Olympia is going with these new jackets that we're seeing introduced. Now, if you want to hear more about what other riders have to say about the Olympia gear that they're currently using, now would be a great time to go ahead and click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting Olympia gear through its paces. If you want to reach out to one of our gear geeks, 877-792-9455, or simply shoot over an email to cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Olympia Hudson Jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.